Hi everyone, it's chest and triceps day. It's Tuesday. So I want to thank everyone for the comments and likes over the past few days, few weeks. Try to answer all the comments. At this stage it's pretty easy because there's only a few comments. But anyway, keep them coming in and we'll go from there. Today I want to talk about my diet. I've mentioned this in a video not long ago, but I think it's an interesting subject. So my main aim is to put on some muscle. I've always been a pretty lean person. I can lose weight quite quickly if I don't eat the right foods or enough foods. I'm almost 50. I'll be 50 in April. So things change as you get older. The metabolism slows down a bit. It's harder to put on muscle, but it seems to be easy to put on fat, especially in stomach area. I guess sort of your back, love handles, maybe a bit in the face. That's me. So the way I counter that is I go on a lower carb diet. It's not a no carb or low carb, it's lower carb. I was put on this by my dietitian, who I originally went to for high cholesterol, which I've had in my blood tests for maybe a decade. It seems to have been a bit high. I've researched it as you do. Some people say high cholesterol is not a bad thing at all, while others say it's the end of the world. So I was sort of somewhere in between. So anyway, I saw the dietitian and he put me on this lower carb diet. I didn't want to go on statins. I tried to do everything without taking drugs, and I was able to lower it to still a high result. But he said if you did this with statins, your doctor would be happy with the result. So there is a way of doing it. Basically, it consisted of knocking out high sugary foods. So I pretty much removed most fruits. I removed breads, starchy vegetables like potatoes, sweet potatoes, and pretty much all processed foods. So I was always on things like muesli bars, breakfast cereals, which I'd put honey on. I don't drink milk because I have allergies to that. So all these foods, I've knocked them off and I'm basically on, you might want to call it like a paleo diet, where basically you can eat anything that's sort of, growing, something that's from the ground or living. So I have lots of eggs, meat, salads, vegetables, broccoli, cauliflower. Fruits I can have are green apples, which apparently are low in sugar, and any type of berry, which are also low in sugar, and mandarins. So for some of the foods like breads, which I've always had, you can find substitutes for that are low carb. So you can get there's a few different brands of low carb bread. Some of them are pretty gritty, but a bit of trial and error, you can find some that are perfectly good. I like them. I've sort of stopped yogurt, but I can have a Greek yogurt. It's good. The processed foods, I don't really have any of them. There's the odd chocolate I can have. I have the dark 90% chocolate, which is very, very low carb. So you've got to treat yourself once in a while. If you go on these diets and everything's, you can't have this, you can't have that, I just don't think they're very long term. So like a carnivore diet, I just can't see how anyone can just eat meat for years and years. I'm sure there's the odd exception, but it just seems like a diet that's going to fail This diet I've been on for about almost a year and a half now. There's the odd day where I might cheat here and there, Christmas especially, but overall it's not a problem at all. I have been put on rice. I have some rice each day now, as I was losing too much weight, so there's a bit of a balance there, and rice is an easy one to add to foods. I have it a couple times a day. Another takeaway from this is if you are wanting to go on a diet, it's also very helpful if you're married or you have a partner, if they can also do the same diet, because otherwise you're cooking separate meals and that's just not going to last. I think it's much easier if you both go on it, and that's what my wife did. She said, "Yep, I'll go on it with you," and she's also lost quite a bit of weight as well. She hasn't stopped. In fact, we both think that this doesn't actually seem like a diet. We just modified the food a bit, changed it up, got used to it. It's the first couple of weeks where you kind of you kind of end up making meals rather than getting stuff out of packets. But like any new thing, you just got to keep with it, and it just becomes the new norm. It's not difficult. So here's a rundown of my daily diet. Right, so breakfast, I'm going to have a piece of steak, beef steak, with 4 eggs and maybe half an avocado. I'm not buying expensive cuts like Scotch or porterhouse steaks. You can buy some cheaper cuts out there that aren't too bad, especially if you're having these every day. The cost does add up. Next, I'll have my morning coffee, and that's my breakfast. Morning tea, I'll have the lower carb bread. I'll put some turkey slice in there and some salad. And then after that, I'll mix some rice with there's a product called, I think it's called chocolate pudding. It's got about 15 grams of protein. I'll mix those together. It makes a pretty good, it's a really good filler. A few hours later, we're having lunch. I'm going to cut up some chicken breast. I'll stir in some rice and some stir-fry salad. And I'll have my coffee, do my workout. And then after that, I'll have my beef collagen protein shake, and then maybe late afternoon I'm going to have some Greek yogurt with some berries, and that's it until dinner, which we will then have some sort of meat, whether it be chicken, steak, maybe some salmon, lamb, any kind of meat like that, and we'll generally mix in, say, broccoli or cauliflower, broccolini, salads, corn cob, something like that. And that's my daily diet. Pretty much have the same thing every day. It's the way I like it, but you can mix it up. That's about it for today. So if you can share this, like it, comment, and subscribe, that'd be great. I'll catch you tomorrow.